Going to be a backbench after today, is that correct?
Well, I'm here as a member of parliament, to be sworn in as a member of parliament.
There was a lot of uncertainty about whether we were going to see you here today or not. I assume everything's been cleared up with the party and that is why you are here?
The list of the party has been certified. I'm on that list. You are expected as a member who are on that list to come and be sworn in as a member of parliament. That's why I'm here today.
And the step-aside rule, would it apply to you in this instance?
Well, the party will answer that question. But I'm on the list which has been certified. That's why I had to come here, because for you to be a member of parliament, you have first and foremost to be sworn in, either by the judge or the acting judge. In this case, I think there's the acting judge of Western Cape.
Mr. Kodwa, you were not sworn in on the 14th of June along with the other members of the African National Congress and the other political parties. Why were you not there?
I'm sure you spotted me on the 13th at the City ICC. I came to register. That is when I got this card, not today. But in the morning of the 14th, I had some urgent family matters that I had to fly back to Johannesburg. I was ready to be sworn in on that day. Hence this offer to come here today, because for me to do any functions of a member of parliament, I have first and foremost to be sworn in.
You appeared in court the other day. You were arraigned. Do you still maintain your innocence?
My innocence, I think the state case is non-existent, but that matter, I'm not here about it now. We'll ventilate other matters when we have time at an appropriate platform.
Well, let's bring in legal practitioner at Zikalala Attorneys, Mpumelelo Zikalala, who joins us now for this discussion. Thank you so much for your time. So just your thoughts, on the legalities around the former minister now being sworn in as a member of parliament after being charged with corruption.
I think we need to separate the issues. From a legal perspective, I think there's nothing which precludes them from being a member of parliament. Section 35 of the Constitution is very clear in terms of saying a person is innocent up until proven guilty. But for sure, questions are going to be asked according to the Constitution of the ANC to then say, where is the step aside the rule now? Why does it apply to others and not other individuals? One person that comes to mind is Mamzanjile Kumede. Remember that even to the run-up to the elections, her name was not included in any of the either positions that were there. As we speak, she is currently an executive of a very big region, which is within KZN, and yet she's not allowed to participate in her duties. So I think maybe the ANC must come back and clarify and say, when does the step aside rule apply to whom and in what instances is then an exception being made? But from a legal perspective, Mr. Kodwa has every right, if his name does appear in terms of the IEC and is nominated by the party, to go to parliament and say, I'm here to serve, even though I may need some time to go and look after my legal backlog that I'm still fighting.
And particularly because he did what most don't necessarily do, in that as soon as he was due to appear, he resigned. And in fact, after appearing, he resigned as, the minister, as well as an NEC member, I think, of the ANC. But he did indicate, in that interview today that, the case against him is non-existent. When we look at the case, just talk to us about, the merits of this particular case and how much it actually weighs against him.
Even though it would be difficult to do that without looking at the intricate details of the matter, however, I don't think that the NPA would wake up one morning and say, we want to charge you for certain misconducts and acts of where it is alleged to have broken the law, simply for a case which is not there. There must have been something that they've looked at. There must have been a prosecutor that just sat down, looked at the merits and said, go ahead and go and arrest this particular individual, knowing the risk of knowing that we may even be sued at the end of the day for unlawful or malicious prosecution and the impact that is going to have on his image. So to say that the case is not there, any other accused individuals will say so, but I think let's leave it up to the court to determine after it has evaluated the evidence that is there and after it's provided its own explanation as to the acts in which he is alleged to have committed.
There are, of course, political parties who have objected, to him being back as a member of parliament. In the event, a party registers an ethics complaint with parliament as an example, what is likely to happen?
Well, it's looked at in the rules of what the ethics committee will then do. But the loophole in all of this is that it looks at the administration as it is now. It looks at the individual as it is now. And the one thing which they cannot whisk away is the presumption of innocence, which is afforded by the Constitution. So there's no provision or any rules in Parliament that says if you are accused of doing something or certain things or wrong acts, you are not allowed to participate in any activities of Parliament. Because I think what they were looking at was to say, at the end of the day, Section 35 would be sacrosanct, the provisions of the Constitution are going to be supported. So who are we to go against what the provisions of the Constitution are actually saying and deprive that individual and the people that have sent them to Parliament the ability and the right to honor to decide on their behalf? But I think what Parliament will try to do at all costs is to say, political parties, please think about the image that you are trying to portray. Please think about the type of statures and the individuals that we want in Parliament and to represent members of the public. So when sending people to go and represent you in Parliament, think about those things and also about the skill and acumen that they come with.
And in the event that the case is concluded before the 5-year period ends, what happens to his position legally?
Well, because he will not be available if he is sent to jail to go and participate in parliamentary activities. Unfortunately, his seat will have to be given to somebody else. It will not be forfeited by the African National Congress. The seat will remain. It's just that another individual will then come in and fill in his space and replace him in Parliament.